Ladies and gentlemen, look at you dedicated few. Thank you for coming. I hereby welcome you to the third week of October. The cold quietly bides its time. So far during the day it lurks underneath houses and at the edge of your fridge. Summer is not going down without a fight. Fall is trying. The leaves are slowly browning and changing in ways we only see once a year. Take in the spectacle before it is swallowed up by darkened rain clouds and snow. We have gathered here tonight in the name of poetry, in the name of thoughts and moments captured with words, in the name of self-expression, in the name of chaos and harmony, and in the name of creativity. We fill this space with excitement and awe. This is a place where you get to speak your mind. There is nothing to fear. Not yet. This is where we stick together, supporting the courage it takes to get on stage and present your words. Because this is page 2 poetry at Cush! In the love valve of the thought provoker of the cranium of Eugene, Oregon. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I am your host and ever benevolent, not yet sick overlord, James Otter. As many of you know by now, I am planning a very special, very scary Halloween event on October 27th. Yeah, scary poetry, right? You never hear about that. Or do you? I don't know what you look at when you're not here. Anyway, I got these lights. This is part of the stuff. Some of your donation money went towards these lights. And they look pretty cool, and there's more to come. Yes, I'm gonna start bringing decorations in. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Anyway, this is my donation hat. I will be leaving it on the stage at the end of the show, and I will walk around with it, at the end of the show. Anyway, the donations are completely optional. Nobody's going to be turned away for being a starving artist or lack of funds or whatever. Your support is not only loved, it is an essential piece to a very interesting puzzle. Can I get a fuck yeah? Okay, I have a catchphrase. I want to see if you guys will say it. It's like, yeah, can I get a pretty titties?
Pretty titties.
Can I get a pretty titty?
Yeah, I guess not. I don't know. If I give you the option not to do something, of course no one's going to do it. It's like, Anyway, fuck yeah. Here are the rules. You get 8 minutes. When the timer goes off, unless you literally have like 2 or 3 lines left, you must exit the stage. Oh yeah. I want everybody to have an equal opportunity to speak their piece. Thus, time constraints. It's nothing personal. All works must be original. Nothing copywritten. You can read a friend's work, just give a shout out to them. That's a nice thing to do. We don't steal each other's ideas, do we? Fuck no! Fuck no, of course not. God, you guys are awesome. I love you guys. Thank you for coming. By getting up on this stage, you consent to be live streamed onto page 2's YouTube channel. The camera is right there on that pillar. Feel free to look at it or ignore it. Either way, you're free. I don't edit for content, but I also don't allow racism, homophobia, or derogatory attacks on anybody who comes here. This is all obvious. You've heard me say this before, unless you're new, because then you're oblivious. Anyway, and you are also brilliant and beautiful. Look at each other. Look at how brilliant and beautiful you guys are. You guys fucking rock. You're dedicated. There's no such thing as a quiet night. Fuck yeah, poetry.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's all give a big fuck yeah for poetry.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
Anyway, I got a new poem. It's pretty epic. It's pretty crazy. So get ready for it. My mama raised me on a steady diet. Birch seed oil, hazelnut weevils, and dried grasshoppers. She told me not even 20 years ago, education and religion were a gateway drug to strong thinking and hard-working morality. She would comb my hairy wires with a red tomato pincushion. The government was out to get me, she said. They lusted for my precious innocence to power their iron fists and curtains. After the tunnel and bright light, we all become this vacuum-sealed, well-preserved jerky of the cheapest flesh, standing together on shelves in the supermarket of the afterlife. I tried to run away from this so-called sheltered life of absolute terror. Everybody wants to eat me or turn me into another machine. I didn't have parents, really. I had mail-order androids designed with the purpose of installing apathetic shingles underneath my curly fry hair. Installing paneling for a new civilization's tedious chamber, places where piles of sand are picked up one grain at a time. A sappy melody is playing off-key renditions of the supposed great classics, Gershwin, David Bowie, intermatched with the Russian national anthem. The brain leeches suck on my tongues and tonsils. I yawn and stretch my arms and smack some motherfuckers in a nearby diner. Of course, that was the mental illness speaking. In times like these, everybody is either crazy or dead. When I pick up a newspaper, it is not to chew up the misinformation and weather. I have plans to make a house of Millwall bricks. I would do it somewhere without rain, somewhere with a high fence made of old school buses and ice cream trucks, somewhere where I test needles in the center of my eye, and then junkies can safely OD in the burning sun. I position the socially meager in an insecure circle of gossip and witchcraft, and I will thank God I chewed through the leather straps, and I made it this far into the wildlands. When the god of chaos comes out of his pit in the sky, and the mountains can join with the art of Dada and Picasso, and the symbolism of Jackson Pollock haunts the minds of the outside world, my demons will come crawling to the surface off the page. With enough time, I could cure this desert, make it into an infinite void. I require medication, lithium, K-pens, marijuana, daytime television, families on vacation, kids in the night, the branches scratching on the windows, and 10 presidential elections. I require survivalist maniacs and Tic Tacs. So that way my breath is nice and fresh for the anti-messiah. A banquet of apple cores and banana peels, reverse psychology shopping trips, debates on capitalism, the innocence of the 1980s, and a bottle of brand name shampoo. To be drank by the high priests of Transylvania. Tell me, what did you try to accomplish after high school? Chicken McDoubles? Fuck no. List the mounting rantings of a mad priest and burn a few copies of the Necronomicon. On a copy of The Little Mermaid. Reference all of the pop culture in a colorless blob of every flavor jelly beans. And tell me if the rain still tastes good, or do you taste the oily blood of war on your lips? I taste the crushed flower white dust of a treated plant from the mountains of Peru. And I will save this world. even if it means praying to the asteroid belt for a happy ending. So tell me, am I a safe person to be around?
Yes.
Or am I a fury that comes after a landmine? Take a break beneath the GMO gardens of Drougtopias. Do you trust me to fix what's wrong with you? Or am I just another man lost in his own bardo, ranting and raving in my own hallucinations? With the police on my tail, I have the answers. And you have the smoothest skin I have ever touched. Holy shit! And I want to see you on television where you belong with Jesus and the other sea monkeys. Don't tell me what's wrong. Don't tell me you don't have change, because I have a knife that can change your life. And I am not afraid to help you. The only reasons my inventions never see the light of day is because you don't care enough to stop walking and talking and running into businesses. I can see you have some form of compassion in your hairy eyeballs. I can smell cooking meat. And I know for a damn fact those animals used to be war criminals. Karma exists, and one day you will die. And I will have lived my dream. Don't tell me I'm too crazy. Because maybe, just maybe, it was the world that was sick and vomiting blood, coughing up green, disgusting, chunky phlegm. And God hates me for trying to bring justice into this dimension. Let it be known that I am already invisible, so I may as well become a ghost. I will haunt your mind. I will sit in the background, and the rest you already know. I live in the back of your head, and I will scratch through the sanctuary you think helps you. Call me a killer. Call me a lover. But don't call me a fool. I can see through the lies, and you will too one days. Call the cops. Go ahead, call the sheriff. I will return someday, and you will see. I can live in a cage. You think you're not trapped in your own heads? I know the truth, and you know lies. Bring it on. See you on the other side of the bars, Mom. The world is waiting for my answers no matter what.
Yo!
All right. That film is dedicated to every crazy. Because I just wonder what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah.
You know? Anyway, Andrew Gonzalez! Come on up to the stage. Take it away.
On the question of the existence of God. There is this one great mystery of nature, that out of the darkness came the light, and out of the emptiness came the form, and out of the nothingness came the somethingness, and out of the no time came the time, and out of the non-duality came the multiplicity. This is one great mystery, that out of the silence came the music, and out of the stillness came the dance, and out of the blindness came the vision, and out of the energy, also called spirit, came the matter, and out of the no one came the one, and out of the one, the many. Mathematics. One representation of reality begins not at one, but at zero. To the poet, this is the blank page, and to the painter, this is the empty canvas. To the potter, this is the formless clay, and to the theater, this is the stage on which life happens. Perhaps then, God springs forth from no God, so that theists and atheists are both approximately correct. And perhaps the gods are born by the one God, so the monotheists and polytheists are both approximately correct. But this would depend, of course, on what one meant by God. Physicists, biblicists, yogis, Sufis, mystics, and Zen kooks all definitely agree to the existence of this mystery of something from nothing, but symbolize it differently. And out of each group over time, it has been proven that when confronted with a symbol, the human mind is short-sighted, attaches too much importance to the approximately correct symbol. And out of the mystery comes the dogma, each offering a kind of solace to travelers on the road of life. I say the Big Bang and the voice of God are metaphors for the same thing. And I am not persuaded that one designation is more literal or less literal than the other, which does not put science down or lift religion up, but simply recognizes the natural limits of observation and representation. I just know many people hate mystery, some secretly, some openly. They have to know God, and they have to have the universe broken down into thought-sized pieces to feel sane and well-grounded. I, on the other hand, do not have to know anything past my extent anymore. I may speculate for kicks and argue over the trifle of when speculation has begun, but in the end have made peace with my lack of understanding. For one thing I do know is the fact that as a human, like a deer, like a frog, like a sparrow, like a kitten, like a fish, like a spider, like a bear, I inhabit my own little world and they there. And yet, each of us are miracles from the unmentionable, and dawn are formed to embody one truth with many truths. So out of the inexpressible comes the expression. Next to zero, infinity, or what theologians may call divinity, is a principle to bridge the gap between this mystery and us. But invoking infinity as an explanation merely compounds mystery on top of mystery. For instance, shall infinity be considered static, i.e., always the same infinity, or for infinity to be infinity, must it always be growing infinitely unto further ultimacy? This transcendent quality is why the name God has become so securely used. However, to use it is to prove with what cannot be proved. God cannot be proved. And all attempts to do so by God-knowing philosophers and fundamentalists are a kind of blasphemy against the notion. The best theologians would betray Jesus for 30 pieces of silver in exchange for a real proof of God. But in reducing the thing to petty metaphysical arguments, God has left eternity vacant to become an arguable conversation, and most who have ideas in the consideration are lacking in personal experience. But this one thing is sure: some people looking hard into the fathomless get a growing suspicion that something is up in this nothingness. And some people, through meditation or prayer or craziness or drugs, or all of a sudden, without precipitation, become aware of an infinite awareness, which sometimes inflects in a way that makes them look to heaven, and sometimes inflects in a way that makes them look within. It can startle, or it can be easygoing. It can inspire love, or it can incite fear. And it is not as if no reasons for God can be given. It's just that the history of philosophy, theology, and science demonstrates the reasons that could be given are not totally definitive. Truthfully, without breaking the rules, playing the game of reason for any claim about anything, we may defend a skepticism. So this is, as it were, a personal matter, since we may talk about it and say nothing of it, and not something to be converted to or unconverted from, and what one calls it is not a litmus test for humanity, spirituality, or even sensibility. It was ignorance and terror which confined the unconfined in the minds of men with a man-made creed. No. Good theology, to me, is beyond all that hocus-pocus cacophony and visions of hell scare tactics. It is bigger than any book and any congregation. It is bigger than this poem and any reading of this poem, and yet it is in all books and all congregations, in all poems, and in every reading of every poem. The contradictions between the poems arise from their diversity. But one day, as Aristotle spoke of the unmoved mover, Socrates cried out from the clouds, "What is infinity if it is always the same infinity?" Put properly, the question of God, rather than actually saying something, suggests something that cannot be said. It is not just a second. It's not just a hole. It's not just a hole to be filled by a proposition. But neither is it negated for lack of an absolute reason, for I might still ask you, do you believe in beauty? And do you believe in love? And do you believe in virtue? And do you believe in? The answer given bespeaks a condition of the heart and not just a reason from the mind. Thank you.
All right. Tasty. That's something to soak in, definitely. And it's actually a prime example of how that works, too. Thank you, Andrew. Anyway, come on up to the stage, Charles.
Sorry, I missed last week. It was good. Uncertainty. All these questions needless. Uncertainty should be the only uncertainty. Does doubt make the ride more exciting, like fear on a Ferris wheel? How many times do I need to fall to realize I keep getting up? It should make you laugh heartily when you wake every morning. I don't know if I ever read this one here. I think I read it at the celebration, but not here. It's called Storming the Citadel. Red-robed cardinals in the Vatican were searching for a match for the fire to release the white smoke over Rome, so they didn't see it. During the July parade after the war, the lead majorette dropped her baton in the street. The Knights of Columbus marching behind her, and the town fathers watched when she picked it up and did not feel it pass through the crowd. Pat Robertson was asleep on the set when it left the interview chair in silence. Dick Cheney was signing a wedding card to his daughter, as if he would know. But on Pennsylvania Avenue, the traffic halted briefly, even the cabs. Pope Francis was busy blessing babies when it tapped him on the shoulder, but he didn't look up. Only an old homeless woman in a manic state saw it and waved from her view in the alley. So has it been since the word was first spoken, but then somehow redacted from the final text. That other prophecy, the one never his to fulfill. It was always only ours to bring to life, the second coming. Even now you might feel around you the stirring of scented air. Hear a sudden hush among the disturbed voices. Or see an altercation on the street transformed before your eyes into the embrace of long-lost brothers. Or a sprinter in a race who stops mid-stride and stares up at the crowd. How would we ever know how simple it might be? All this time, all the unanswered prayers, the unthanked offerings, the solemn obedience, waiting. That most divine and devout of joys, even in suffering, to see resurrected around you every soul saved, and yours in virtue to serve until the end of days. These aren't exactly haikus, so let's just call them three-line poems. These are about writing. The other eye. Ideas envisioned, blinding the radiance of words. Poem does not hear the lark. It only longs to sing and fly on its own wings. I thirst for the ink. Water bucket at the door, parched in the hot sun. Haikus of winter's death. Winter dies. I dream my father is in the garden. Winter dies. My mother hears the New Year's crickets. Winter dies. Then spring comes. Is this a clue? Raise the volume. Blast that motherfucker. I want to bust up brick and turn mortar to sand. Let it tear down the walls of universities. Split doors off the hinges of every church and kitchen. Make shards of every light that hides the night sky. Drown out any train that cries. Let the roar of it tear off the stifling ceilings of classrooms. Rip out the pages of every Texas textbook. Make a bloody revolution of sound. And when at last the dust settles, envision a landscaped stadium, so still and quiet, where amid multitudes they will hear your whispered poems on the floors of Congress and pass new laws made from brilliant light. The time is always now.
Amen.
All right.
citizen-elect. A compulsory military, like in many countries, is not too foreign a concept. 2 years mandatory service. What if all elected offices here were filled the same way? 2 years mandatory service, all paid on stipend. Raise your right hand, oath of office. I swear the children will always come first. Every man is my brother, and if one falls, so do we all. My job is to help everyone work for the common good. I will take nothing but wisdom from the elite and moneyed few. I will remember I too will become old. I will be truthful and humble in this service. So help we all. Sign here.
All right.
That's it?
Yeah.
Done?
Yes.
Thank you.
That was fantastic. As always. Oh, man. God, I'm always loving it. Beautiful, beautiful. Man, you know what I'd really like? How's this for a concept? I'd like to see everyone here's poems as paintings. That would be so cool if that did happen. If there's like, and I mean, you know, I'm not saying, oh, I'm homework assignment. I'm just saying, you know, all the poems I hear would make excellent paintings. Anyway, yeah, there you go. There's some artsy for you. Hey, Jed, come on up to the stage, Mr. Set up.
Happy 13th, everybody.
Yeah.
Miss the blood moon. Goes back to normal soon. Antimatter at noon is just this last left us. Missed also Xmas, except Mrs. X is going to be by herself past Valentine's, but not for too long. Hot damn. I missed her laugh, missed her charm, and missed being wrapped up in those arms and her songs. Mr. Please, Mr. What? What an old friend doesn't seem to remember me is calling everybody these days from her knees. Smelling like awful. Calling everybody these days. Must have missed the boat ride, sister. Gotta get out of the way. Half of the cruise line out of hell. Wasted rating at reception. The other half spun through methamphetamine scramble, mathematics, colors, private little madnesses, aimed upward like a puddle. And she's dying faster than the October tree, utterly lost. Top in Jesus, I've seen the last of her lining up at charity feeds this winter, groping toward the big nothing. A little bit with some random facts about the number. $13 is how many dollars a man would be paid by the Fort Carson City military, and it would be quickly taken from him by some lacy, the ribbon woman that descended upon him when he brought it to the table as soon as it was issued. 13, that was the number, the runt of the litter usually thrown in that average of the puppies, the one that nursed me all summer, the only person I remember would. Black. Seems like every place I've lived has been a black animal living there. 13. 1913 is when they founded the mint. 13 steps up the pyramid, actually, leading up to the eye. Atomic number of aluminum, I have no idea what that signifies at all. It's just random facts. It's a reason to pin down a few beginnings of knowledge and keys into other ways, and I remember it was 13th before last Valentine's Day, as a matter of fact, but no more about that. Just this yesterday, found out I was going back home. I haven't been there to a life I forgot to even think about. Years ago, 13 years ago, evenly now. Before Florida, before just trains, cars, the back windows, mirrors, always pointed at some random number. Did you know that Freddie Roosevelt was scared of the number 13? He used to dine with a group of others that were too, every 13th, because if you didn't, it was rumored you'd die.
Ooh.
It's just a weird fascination. But instead of being fear, it's a bookmark. It's what people pay attention to, an excuse. Happy number 13, people. Have a plucky one and an unlucky one if you have to.
Oh, yes. Oh. Yeah, see, don't forget your drink. That's the stage drinking for you. But seriously, happy 13th. That's awesome. I wasn't even thinking about that. I like that part about Teddy Roosevelt. That's funny. Because I believe it, too.
Oh, Franklin.
Franklin?
Yeah.
Oh, FDR, yeah. My bad. I like Teddy Roosevelt, too, though, man. Rough Rider. Hey, Chris, make your way to the stage.
We got 13 poems to read. Spooky. Okay. This one, it's got its own little introduction in it, actually. In the course of some business, I had occasion to ride my bike down 13th Avenue into the heart of the U of O campus. The girls, the curls, the fair charms of Adam's youth are veiled at least by shoes, shorts to the knee, and at least a tank top tee. Likewise, his locks are modestly worn, and if not closely shorn, are often nappily, wildly, frizzly, artlessly, tumbled, and air-torn. It is up to an eye, a jaw, a forearm, a hairy calf, to call attention to the male student's uncultivated physical beauty. I mean the physical beauty that true full shape of the leg reveals, or naked toes, and so much hair. Girls in fishnet stockings torn suggestively. Mount bicycles that bring them where and when they please. They torture, they tease. Girls with heads shaved on one side from temple to nape. Girls with hair cropped short all over. One part pixie and one part Stone Age adulteress, or comforter of occupying Nazi. A punished look all the same. Innumerable 90-pound, 18, 19, 20-year-old wisps of womanhood, held tethered to earth by little more than their hair and their desire not to walk above men's heads while wearing a dress. I don't know how anyone will get any study done. This one's called Long Story Short, It Was a Rattlesnake. I'm not sure what distracted me. Maybe I was thinking about the heron's new spot on the downstream side of the little dam where 4 good-sized holes meter out the creek, and what lives in its flow at such a pace as might please a predatory heron. Maybe I was thinking about the grass where a field mouse glimpsed, as I made a turn, announced itself not by squeaking or sitting to show me its ears, eyes, tails, and whiskers, but by behaving, becoming that fleet and furred and blurry business that is just what it means to say you've seen a mouse. But I was pedaling hard and moving fast when I, the snake, saw sunbathed on the path. A likely rock warms one's blood. So with maybe a concrete slab and a half, I swerved towards the middle of the path. I swerved towards its, shall we say, its neck. Still like the heron, but quick as the mouse, she motionless lay, dreaming, until the moment my tire rolled across ribs, sheathed in greenish harlequin parquetry, when with speed beyond sight she disappeared, so fast that the second tire didn't hit. A chill thrill shivered my shoulders and straightened my spine. I exclaimed, that was a poisonous snake. True story. And just 3 actually, not 13. So here's the last one. This is just, yeah, it goes like this. Take the pack off my back, drink some water, dig out my notebook, and set it on the table. Find the spot where the light from the lamps is strongest, brightest. Take off my headphones and put my MP3 player away. Bring out a talisman, a volume of Stevens. Put a date at the top of the page. Scribble perhaps my invocation thus. Part of a series. Anything but silence. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, the rattlesnake bit kind of tripped me out when you told me about that the other day. That's freaking nuts. They even run into it on the bike path. You know, I wonder, people who are like, oh, I'm a pescatarian, I'm a vegetarian, I'm a meatitarian. I want to be a reptilitarian. I want to eat reptiles. That's what I'd want to eat, I mean, if I'm like, no, I'm not down to live like a caveman. I'd rather just eat a fucking crocodile. It's like, fuck, that's manly. Fucking, what's so manly about hunting a deer? Ooh, sorry. Anyway, enough banter. Will! Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, indeed. Fuck yeah.
So guys, fuck yeah. Whew. All right. This poem is called No Sugar Without Payment in Blood. Yesterday is gone. It's a blank page today. You say, how did it get this way? I say it's always been. The original sin, the pain that I'm in, and you're going to tell me that it's okay, that I hold no blame. How can I listen to words that sound insane only because it all sounds the same? Like Charlie Brown's teacher, a pedestal with a preacher claiming answers for answer seekers or acceptance to helpless tweaker. If I could possibly get any meeker, I would. I'd be sitting here beeping like Beaker in the way a sheep herder is more like a sheep observer. If you're gonna lag my shit, get the fuck up off my server. I'm a swerver, swerving to off the curb and pretend to serve the urban counter thought when my weed is over the counter bought. Mount a thought, I fought my battles so that I could serve my rhymes bloody and muddy. Don't keep the mic from me because you won me with something lovely that's shoving me towards the oven, the inferno, burn a C note. As far as we know, the glow we used to hold so tight is still always there, but it's just the evidence that one day we used to care, used to stare at the veins inside a leaf, and the things we hold on to so tightly is a belief. The cause of grief and fatigue seems out of my league, but fills me with intrigue to start a siege to keep the deep thinking valiant in a sinking stallion, because a cause everyone can rally in, and when the valley ends, you can't let go. Or when the valley ends, you can let go, because over there is snow stinging your skin to remind you that cold is only a state you're in, that warmth is found in your kin, and that those who never try never win, just begin again at the starting line. That's fine. We all have to do that at some point in time, but make your XP carry over to the next playthrough, okay, dude, because you're killing me. Keep drilling me, but I say this because someday there will be no one there to save you. But as much as I try to jump ahead in the storyline, the story's mine to tell. I'd like to think I tell it well, but I could just be blathering nonsense, from whence the dog's sense of scent forth hence went, and spent suspense for dense foliage. Lineage looking for any hinge on the fringe of a singe. God damn it, I can't stop being illegible. Might make me ineligible for loving a soul, but definitely not for packing a bowl. I got coal in my stocking for this one song. I can't stop rocking till I hate it. I can't wait to call my mom and tell her that I made it, that I got my bills paid and I can finally afford to be as faded as I am. I don't know what is real. I don't know what is certain, but I know how I feel behind the iron curtain, trying to figure out if it's worth it. Is a curse from birth. It drains me and sustains me, for you must give something to gain something. No sugar without payment in blood.
All right. Hey, Will, I have a question. Yeah. So you're talking about landing. So it's like, do you land? Are you into that?
No, I'm not at the moment. I don't have a PC or anything like
I was just curious. You know?
I have, and I game online on other systems.
God, yeah, I feel like I could use like a bowl of cereal, but like I don't want to give my blood for it. You know what I mean? I mean like the sugar cereal. You know, like some Count Chocula, seasonal shit, man. Good poem. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Hey Cal, guess what? What? It's time to get the fuck on the stage because you rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that is good. Thank you. Didn't even have to do anything this time. Come to grips with your cosmic existence. Accept death. Accept life. Accept life as a sales assistant at Burlington Coat Factory. Pay attention to the television. Always check your news updates frequently. Form your own theory on the end of the world. Apocalyptic daydreams. Then sell it to the already terrified masses. Go full bore and start a religion. Why not? Feel accomplished. You deserve it. Look back on your past and regret nothing. Drink heavily. Look back on your past again and regret everything. Remember why you told yourself you would quit drinking last week. Return to sobriety. Regain control. Suppress all emotion. Replace them instead with fear, paranoia, and the selfish desire to hoard wealth. Fuck anyone who isn't you. They're probably just figments of your imagination. Acquire a God complex. Justify murder as population control. Accept that you're fascinated with zombies because you secretly want to kill your neighbors. Then kill your neighbors. Live in perpetual fear of everything and kill things you don't understand. This is what we expect of you.
Oh man. Oh god. Have I told you guys how much I love you?
Yes. Yes.
And it's not like a fake, superficial kind of love. It's like,
I love you too.
it's like, you know, if you got any enemies, I'll take them out. You know, just give the right crap. You know, you don't even have to pay me. And you're like, fuck. No one opposes
Hey, man, for
poetry.
free?
Yeah, man. You know, I'll hit them with
the
you know, a fucking love truck. I mean a dump truck. Anyway, so I got some sad news for y'all. This is a very short night, and we're down to our last 4 poets. So the apocalypse is happening early. The poet apocalypse is happening early. And the first of those poets is Gabriel. Where are you? Gabriel! Gabriel! Oh yeah, good hiding out. I see you back there.
Take your time, get ready. You've got plenty of time.
I don't know. I'm happy you all made it out, though. I mean, fuck. There's no such thing as a quiet night.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yeah.
First off, I just want to say, I'm high.
Me too!
We live in a state right now where that's no longer a legal issue.
Cool.
I'm high. It's still a social issue. It's not a legal issue, so that's kind of cool. It's a little edgy for me to like say that feeling, you know, because we have that whole, even though like we already accept it in our culture, it's just that's a difference that we should respect in the world that we live in, right? Things are evolving. So I've been reading a lot of tarot recently with a deck that used to be my mother's, and it's like a really, really cool, it's a really insightful, it's a cool deck. I'm into it. And so I've been like kind of just writing things like in responses to readings I've been doing. So I did one this morning. And this is like what I wrote. Birth, death, and the sea of infinite grace. Spinning in the tide of divine solitude. Confront the darkness. Love the mystery. Of the cosmic cross, the tumbling celestial washing machine. Binah in the blackness. Communicating through the catharsis. Coughing up the old mucus. The freedom to be ugly and know that you are still beauty. The bloody mind's beating heart softly sighs, melting into the rhythm of butterfly wings in the empty space. Let the silence direct your will. Let the self shine through you. I see me through your eyes mostly. I am the colors of your personality and presence. I am the endless chameleon, no longer. I am the dancing, clapping monkey, no more. I am alone by sunlight defined. The force is outgrowing the form, the lover and the magician, the father and the son, the symbol slinger, the master of imagination and intent, the state of full surrender to intuition. Who is driving this thing anyway? The serpent spiraling crucifix, raw splendor, discipline, indulgence. The new human loves like the sun, radiantly, from the inside outward, unfolding wisdom like the infinite rose of truth. I am no longer afraid, for God is my strength.
Amen.
Amen. We have 2 more minutes.
Stay hydrated.
It's that whole being high thing I was talking about. mushy.
Oh man.
I am sitting at the center of engulfment and abandonment, holding space for sinners in the darkness with my candle lit, examining the rift between the feminine and masculine, manifesting matter with the mind as I imagine it. I'm spitting in the cavernous chasm into the vast abyss, spinning in and out of romanticism and that which is, wincing at the cannibal carnival called establishment and grinning at the marvelous miracle that we have to live.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
So, I faked you out. Actually, the poet apocalypse begins right now. Yeah. Because apparently you guys don't want this thing to die, which is great. I am so happy. You know? Yeah, you hear that timer? You know what that means? That means the fucking poet apocalypse is on. And we have a newer reader. His name is Kifa. So give him some love and give him some attention. Comfortable? Take it away.
All you need, he said, is the will to live. I told him, that can't be it. He said, you wish for something more? Yes, I replied eagerly. Heaven too knocks on your door. What? Though feebly, the demons who lie awake in silence scratch and holler, starve for attention. They know they are dying. Indeed, their calls ring loud and far. It is easy to forget who feeds you, who made you see the worth in living. Were they simply fooling you? What does one have to gain in empowering others? What does it mean to inspire a smile you cannot see? Why would anyone be allowed to conceal their love? The best love songs are quiet whispers in a dark corner. The beauty appears only in the ears which make time to listen. The seed is light, glowing, growing, glistening in the dew. All right. Does it make you nervous when I tug the tie behind your mask? To make others feel worthless when you're the real sad sack? You're quick on your defense, slow to realize when someone has your back and when you have their heart. Is that what you're lacking? Is that what you're looking for? But it seems you never really cared enough to let me know. Afraid to say you're feeling down, afraid to say I love you back. If you ever want to talk about the pretenses, I won't idealize, and I'll drop my faulty message just to see through your real eyes. Or did you trade them along with your real smile? That which you fear will drain your power, eliminate your will. It becomes your power, steals it for its own. Look at how you are humbled, how you cling to your egoist lies. Puff out your chest, your heavy heart beats irregular. Error and fear and weary breath. Like fainting, loss of consciousness. Our love ended, never began, not eternal, not imaginary. It was as real as can be. Yet only fantasy, only fantasy. It's real to me. In a world of reflections, the light of the mind, before it has a chance to shine, is the uncorrupted source. Yet even the fountain everlasting suffers contamination. Woo! Child, redeem me. Let my soul at ease. And when the world I leave you brings you down, just breathe, child, relieve me. Pick up those pieces and the pearls from the broken crown. Don't just dream, child. Release me from the shackles of a man-made disease. Note to self. There are things called finesse and technique. You will hear of them again someday. That day, I disappeared from the planet of reason, entering my own microcosm of madness I had to sort through. Would there be more of these days? Surely. Would they be increasing in number? That's what I just said. Taking up my bookbinding for whatever reason would have cut right through a tree. What a poisonous attitude. Oh, that must be the poisons you're ingesting. Digesting, regurgitating garbage. Thought intake? Dismal. Thought regurgitation. Result in dismal outlook? Not proven. For I can still breathe the smoky air of long-going wildfires and pray for rain. Oh. The defiant defiler loiters where he is needed, hinders with helping hands, ignores your cries of hunger, feeds you when you're full, pours another glass and tips you right over, babbles in the silence, absurd and serious, and his jokes ring truer than his word. He is the maker of stories, rarely favored by the teller, for every thought is a revelation to a man that never learns, or one who seeks to contradict the knowledge.
Oh man, thank you, Keith.
You're welcome.
So was this your second time reading? Or your first?
I've played music here before.
You played music here? I guess that's like reading. Oh, thank you. Welcome. Oh my, oh me, oh my, oh. Hey, Craig!
Right.
Take it away. Come on up to the stage. Yes.
Okay.
I can trust you.
I'm going to start off with a really profound poem. Actually, I wrote this on the Pacific Crest Trail 15 years ago. It's sort of like a haiku type thing. It's actually pretty silly, but I was in north end of Yosemite National Park, getting eaten alive by mosquitoes for like a week straight. I found this beautiful lake where there was a strong wind blowing, got a little break from mosquitoes, and I just kind of jotted this in my journal, but it goes, the wind is my friend. It blows all the mosquitoes away. The mosquitoes are not my friend. The end. I never thought I would actually read that. I just got wrote it down one day. This one is called Wake Up. This is about people who take a really empowering philosophy and twist it around to try to take advantage of people. It's called Wake Up. Hey, wake up, see the light. They say it's dark, but it ain't night. Go out and look around. They say it's sky, but I see ground. They turn the truth around and praise it while they tear it down. So make up your own mind. Don't let them put you in this bind. They say they've got the key stashed away across the sea. It's the one and only place you can go to find your grace. but your life's in your own hands. No need to go to foreign lands. So dig right where you are. You don't have to go so far. They're up there looking down, reminding you you're on the ground. They say you're a little less, but you can be the one they bless. But no need to be downcast. Don't let them say you're second class, because it's time for you to see that everybody's royalty. Almost, but no cigar. They're so close, but oh so far. It's work behind the scenes. The outside's looking so pristine. A broken wing makes such a fuss. A hidden crack's more dangerous. So it's time for you to ask what they've got behind that mask. Yeah, they leave the best and take the rest. They're pointing east, but saying west. They don't know what's in your soul, but tell you that they're in control. You've got it all, so stand up tall and break apart that hidden wall. It looks like such a sin, but your poison makes great medicine. You brought the truth to light and got me to stand up and fight. You've helped me to see the darkness that's inside of me and get down to what's real, to make compassion what I feel. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, in fact. Goodness gracious, there's only 2 poets left. That means after them, we have to wait a whole week for the best part of the week. You know what I mean? Tuesday is my favorite part. Fuck Friday. You know, you can go to a bar any day. You know, I mean, you can. That's my opinion. You know, I mean, it's always fucking like, okay, it's Friday, time to go get drunk and party. It's like, no, this is the real party, if you ask me. It's also school. Blah blah blah. Here's some idealism. Anyway, fuck that. Fuck yes. And come on up to the stage, Eric.
I'm sorry, I didn't see you there. I'm stupid. All right. So I thought it was pretty funny that James said there were 4 horsemen, but now we actually have 5 horsemen. I mean, not a lot of people know this, but there actually are 5 horsemen. Originally, it was Conquest, and he got replaced with Pestilence. So he's sort of like the Pete Best of the horseman world. It's not a big fan of poetry. Let me get that out of the way. It's all Jesus and madness and fuck. But I do love spectacles. That's why I wear them. Yeah, thank you. I like had an aneurysm when I said that. That was amazing. Like processed and a vessel exploded. I like you.
I like you too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So I'm going to get to the point now, or maybe I won't. Really, my goal is just to not say anything important while I'm up here. But someone did say something important to me once. I'm not going to name him. You know, he's here in this room. He hosts a poetry night. But for his own protection, he will go not named. He said to me that writing horror is a lot harder than writing comedy. And that comedy, all you have to do is shit yourself. And I mean, that's pretty close. But what I'm going to do for you tonight is I am going to violently, enthusiastically, with great gusto, shit myself. And then I want you to tell me if that was comedy or horror.
Oh, God.
But
you
I
did it on
actually-
the stage. Keep it in your pants. Okay, bring it on.
A lot of people have said that to me. All right. So my first poem is actually a poem. Let me look at it. It's about. I just love how multicultural Eugene is. So I wrote this poem about that. Eugene, the crown jewel of Oregon, a gleaming, shining malachite. We're so very multicultural. We have every kind of white. Whites with light hair, whites with dark, some in houses, some in the park. But it doesn't matter the environment, for we've achieved enlightenment. All right, so now I've got some haikus. Haikus are really popular tonight. You know, they're the mini pancakes of like the poetry world. I mean, actually, now that I think about it, they have like the nutritional, poetic value of like an orange. They're not a significant source of sick rhymes. So this is my first haiku. It's called Winterlu Bitte. Winter's bite. Winter's biting chill. It draws near. I hope for snow. I hate the homeless.
Man.
All right, now I've got two left. These aren't really like haikus. I was actually inspired a little earlier. Someone mentioned it wasn't quite a haiku. I think the right name for that though would be a laiku. Like a haiku. It's good. It's good. Shut up, Chris. No one liked your poem about rattlesnakes. All right. These are haikus of a sexual nature. So you might want to like turn off your ears if, I don't know, you can do that if you have a stabbing implement. I've got a pencil. You guys can use that. All right, so here we go. Sex without a condom is like jacking off with saran wrap, but with another person judging me. The story of John Henry. I didn't really get it until my girlfriend bought a vibrator. Struggle of man versus machine. It's really good. You guys need it. All right. Well, that's it.
Are you not entertained?
Oh man. God. Though you did break my rule about derogatory text, but you know, you guys are like besties, so I don't give a fuck. You know, friends do that, you know. God damn.
Yeah, they do. They do. Friends do that.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't shit yourself. I was sort of expecting that. You were like, okay, and tonight I'm going to violently. No, that was
That
funny.
is what I said.
It is what you said. I'm glad you didn't go through with that. That's a very wise decision.
I read the crowd.
I don't know. I heard when like Gigi Allen did that, like most of the audience left. But then there were a few people who were like, "Yeah, that's punk rock." And then he's like, "No, I just want to put horror violence back into rock and roll." Blah blah blah. You know, look him up. Anyway, we have made it to the final poet, and he's gonna do some crazy shit, I think. Unless he does something. Either way, I don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know either, so prepare yourselves for Jacob.
She chews loudly than the neighbors. Welcome home, chopped forbearing brood, Noptic caverns on infidels. Broken fathom oft drear dread fear, buckle sheared steer driven under the covers of the Frunky's dorn, morrow inner art, little tendons of hair in over her. I am Eam. Me out of to little boy, little boy like kick to get fans, baby. Why did you tell me the speed up? I like it when you come. We cannot know what the knows of itself, but why cannot I know what it did? It not it what it was, but what it will never be on its own, but without tillion, and off it brings its over to attuned to the way it was originally before chop steery and roasted rock loaf. I'm going to give you a baby one day, and I love babies, so I give them as presents. Shit, fish it, don't they think they are render and blessed gift of the give them, but they shit, don't they, on the blessed gift of the give them, but don't pay off today, give them to you, baby. One day I'm Kimrir gonna loaf him, I'm gonna love him with pure nourish. I don't I think feel, bro. I laugh when I see what I did last night on fire. What Oknoff okay, I am really sorry that I did last night into paradise, 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 dress on Jarash. Kaif tier under leveled, dress on lunges lever, known if the green stuff up grab her duet it, never on to hedgehog, not stick to lick, dick, okay, Linyenger, oak, out lyrics, you're clearly cop, pun, uncertain, chromatin, piss in it all to picturelet call. Dick clam chowder on similar injury called Dick clam chowder on cylindrical, Dick clam chowder on slick trick, kalnick lick balls, Rick injury on Tinder, send Dick lozenge. Do you see the rainbow since the raw apple, raptors off old terry butterflies, and a lot to say. Noodle, bugaloo, noodle. Wouldn't do, but a little blue room who temp drew to him, but it is Drew Pent to paddle up, doing nick word zip up until the untespinuent up. It's okay, you know, in this new stove way, it has too much days, it is filing away. I say I love, find it slow case. Okay, that's okay. I will, that's up, that's okay. Oreo, or wheel, or we owned that, owed that oats that stop Pentala, stop him, Petra from, do you Max steal grocery, I will show you, show, oh, blood under Zin FS and Y photo of the show, Knopf next door, out drunk, this for your niche, I am pin trowel, you limple cannot, the root untrue, I will be braid, it off tonight, it is web braid, it off tonight, into on the web, it been to web lost, web off, deepen, no lover, deeper way, I want to smell your nose, do it related to trick, it's a trick off its clopter, such a kiss when you kiss smell, a nose such a rolled to do today, our road, I get much for today, I want to do this because I want to be in school, I want to deploy this because I kikyo went with the meanest guts that I ever have lashed, I am lashed her gut, I lashed her, I last hair rash, that's dash, oh, lash, try, tosk, dash, barrel, dash, be gentle, must perspective body and protect body for anything lifeless, otherwise you will not have a body pick with your Javier, it is what I haven't, a body, I poem wants to have onions to buy bullets, like it's less like but like a baby. Oh no, life I want a bot. I want to maintain mope. A body like about a ship shape, ocean condition, ride the wave broken. Remissions, life emissions of night, emissions of nocturne alley, right Eiffel, life seeing, Riley, they're doing rally, Eiffel, being rally, air, being Riley, Eiffel. Being rally, I call the rally. I'm rally, a knife, Riley. Do you need peflin?
It runs obliquely from the tendon on one side, only produces greater power than similar-sized parallel muscle-lifes to 10 crisscross sectional areas, strong muscled, short excursion penny muscles under which unipen it resides are shortened fibers arranged obliquely to the attendants by pen. It means that there's a 10 when running up to the central of the muscle, but it's still like multi-pen. It's when there are multiple tendolopen. Amanma teddy view rapogre adrucurate mullet motato scrunch Orion presage silence in ron crouton milkrul kiher al macfigure terror mock beaten para install curly fry descend raid might skill wax mashnil lilgoon muffuck dildness miss wilbur gil awal willipux deemed mun bun sun Uru fefruff lean clex rear blood porquo Chinesevish Aeropulage
Have you ever thought about doing that behind insane, horribly made experimental rock? Because I did a lot of that, and I would totally love to do something completely insane someday. Anyway, so y'all think this is over, don't you? Well, it's not, because I have a home I've been saving for you. Yes.
Yeah, church, right?
Yes, this is the Mr. King. Anyway, this is a nice poem. Never go to Mount Angel. There is no God there. It is a very, very bad place. You don't find it. It comes to you. This town I live in has a massive industrial area. Warehouses, factories, old engines. It was like walking on the moon blindfolded, passing through no man's land to get home. These creatures were yelling at me, vagrants with blankets sewn over their bodies, holding plastic bags full of bottles and cans dripping chew spit where their hands should be. They ran the urban decay maze just barely behind me. I sprinted past monolithic cranes, abandoned automobile plants, dust-covered bulldozers, blood-splattered glass shards, mountains of scrap metal, and glaciers of sawdust. Behind me, they mumbled incoherently as I scaled the Olympus mines of rancid garbage, diaper avalanches interspersed with moldy stacks of syringes, flaccid rubber and blackened spoons, crazy-eyed, half-dead mongrels stare at me from crushed trailers. No time to throw up. I am so close to home, just a little bit further. I thought I was out of the woods. Still lost, the air putrefied, like stale motor oil covered Christmas trees. Dimensions shift like tectonic plates. I turn around as the slummer's maze vanished into sickly green smoke. I found myself spirited away, wandering down this lost highway, excuse me, like walking inside an orange traffic cone, yellow lines fading every couple steps. I tried really hard to turn back. These 4 tall pine trees fell right on top of each other in every direction, blocking me in. Next to my feet, faded spray paint. On the ground it said, "Don't believe in anything." Yellow diamond signs with the panicked stick figure about to be crushed by a boulder stuck into the side of a charbroiled sequoia. In its branches, a long white limousine stretching above my head. All windows broken, the doors hanging wide open like my mouth. Whose limo was that? How the fuck did it get stuck in those trees? I keep walking. This gravel road is littered with hidden spikes. Maybe I am not alone. So I ask desperately, "Hello? Is someone else up here? Anyone?" It was a bad idea to do that. Never do that if you're lost in the woods. Walking up hills, this paved road hangs over the edge of a great basalt pillar abyss. The railing buzzes. Downed power lines hang limp like an electric squid, twitching dangerously close. Ever heard about Angel Mountain? A Greyhound bus was passing through on a routine trip. The driver fell asleep at the wheel, drove up the side of a massive hill, tipping over. There was only one survivor. He was trapped underneath the bus, surrounded by the dead passengers. He went insane and tore his arm off. The scent of his blood attracted hornets. I think I can hear someone calling out to me, calling for their father. "Daddy, where are you?" They sound like a lost child, no shit. My head is so scrambled. Confused, I pick up a rotten, splintery board with 2 rusty tetanus nails. Bicycles with trees growing through them. Looks like there's a hammock made from a chain link fence. Maybe someone's sleeping. When I approached it, rocks were throwing themselves at me. There's that child's voice again. "So close to heaven. You'll be an angel too." My blood curdles and boils and freezes all at the same time. These canopies with barbed wire going through, the trees connecting them together. I want to turn back. When I look down, the path is gone along the road. It's just a pit with 100-foot tall trees blackened like spears. Again, I feel like puking. There is no downhill. Practically passing out, I sure could use a miracle. But this place, it won't let me even turn around. Ambulance lights screech above me. Police sirens next to them, bouncing off the bark. I am so fucking thirsty. I can't go back to the very beginning when I could dig holes and bury my toys. I want to get out of here. Who's going to find me? I just close my eyes. I sit down. I lay down. There's a tree fort. Let me in. Come on. Stop playing with me. I'm lost. Lost on this cursed fucking mountain. It's there, nailed to the willow's windows. They're horrifying. They have the faces of everyone I have ever seen die, and the bodies of various animals. Their eyes are completely black or ovum white. I blink and the faces change heads. Each nailed to the tree, birds nailed to their shoulders, foxes nailed to bats, this hideous mess of crow's feather and eagle's wings and vulture's necks, conglomerized floating above crosses made of severed arms. Out of the trees, these gray-skinned children. Before you are reborn, you must first die. I scream, "Ah! Oh God! oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh shit, oh fucking shit. And I flail my club, completely desperate. They shred it like string cheese, smiling ashen faces laughing, suffocating my view. It's all black now. I wake up sitting on a Greyhound bus, about to take off. After I blink, everyone is horribly mutilated, and I am hanging out the window upside down, the forest upside down. In pure white feathers it says, "This is your home now." Anyway, do me a solid and try to get some sleep tonight. No! And I'll see y'all next week. And maybe some other people. Who knows? Thank you. Yeah, no problem. I don't see why not. I was gonna put on my house music. It's kind of what I like to do when I end the show.
I'm gonna play something.
Good job yourself. Good job yours.